everybody! So today I am shooting a book review video for the book The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd. So it's this one right here. So that's the cover. And this book is about a young girl named Juliette Moreau, and she is the daughter of the Madman, which you can probably guess just from the title. It is kind of a retelling of the H.G. Wells book, The Island of Dr. Moreau, which has also been made into a couple different versions of movies out there. So the book starts off where Juliette is all alone. Her father was ostracized from the medical community, and instead of waiting around for a trial for some experiments that he did, he ran, leaving Juliette and her mother all alone. And then whenever Juliette's mother died, she managed to get hired on as a maid for the local medical school, and that is how she's come to keep learning all this stuff that she knows. And she is a very smart girl, but she's living in a time where women aren't really supposed to know things. They're supposed to pretty much shut up and get married and have kids, and that's it. So right away she's different from all of the other girls, even all of her fellow maids, and she's kind of, one of her friends kind of tries to push her towards being more proper, I guess, but she has absolutely no real interest, even though she knows that she should. She doesn't think that anybody would want her because she is known as the daughter of Henry Moreau, the Madman. Lots of stuff happens right at the beginning of the book, and Juliette finds herself on the run, and she is going to meet up with her father on this island that he's on, which is really where the retelling starts, because we meet Dr. Henry Monroe and Morrow, I keep saying Monroe for some reason, and the island, and we learn a lot more about these experiments. And if you've read or seen if you've read the book or you've seen the movie from the Island of Dr. Moreau, you know what these experiments are, and if not, do not Google image the words that are in this, the medical words that are in this book. They're very disturbing. Very disturbing. So I'm going to warn for if you're a huge animal lover and reading about animal or experiments on animals bother you, this probably isn't the book for you. There is a lot of, it doesn't really go into that much graphic detail, but there are times whenever it was a little, more than a little disturbing to read about these experiments that were going on. So if you absolutely love animals and it's not that kind of thing that you really want to, or that you can read about without being too disturbed, then it's not a book that I would recommend. But if you do enjoy like horror and gothic type, I guess it's kind of described as gothic horror, so if that's your kind of thing, then this is a great book for you, probably. But once Juliette gets to the island, it kind of evens out a little bit. I found myself putting the book down and there was no urge to grab it right back up. So it was a little bit slow in the middle. There's a lot of building and leading up to the big finale parts in the last of the book, but even though they were probably, most of those scenes were necessary, it really didn't make for a read that made me want to sit down and read until the book was over, you know. And that's usually one of the main things that I look for in a book is, do I want to put this book down? And unfortunately, I was able to put this book down at some points in the book. Once I got closer to the end, like the last 15 chapters or so, that's when I could not put the book down. There was so much action, so many plot twists going on. Some I did see coming, some I didn't, and it was just such a quick read for the last 15 chapters because I needed to know what was going to happen. It was just page after page after page. So, Juliet, as I've said, is a fantastic character. There are other characters in the book, of course. Her father, for one, her father's assistant, Montgomery, and then the castaway that they pick up on their way to the island, Edward. So, those characters aren't developed as much right now. This book really does focus on Juliet and her finding out all of these horrible things that her father's doing and her putting everything together. But there's 2 more books coming, at least, I think, in the series. So there's probably going to be a lot more development of the other characters as we go along. But there are definitely things that you find out about the other 3 characters there that do give some development to them as well. They're not just side characters that are there to prop up Juliet. They do have their own stories. So all in all, I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars because I really did enjoy it. I just wish that it didn't level off right in the middle so that it was a book that I wanted to read all the way through instead of being able to put it down for a few moments. But other than that, I really enjoyed it, and if you read it or have read it, I would love to know how you felt about it. So that's all for now. The next video will probably be a book haul because a lot of books have come out lately and they're sitting over there waiting to be shown. So I'll probably do that soon. And that's all for now, and I'll see everybody next time.